Well, howdy, everybody. This is Matt Young, just with another Bible review for you today. So today we're actually going to be talking about the new Zondervan NIV Heritage Bible. And this is not in the goatskin or anything. This is just in your regular leather soft edition. And so I've used it pretty regularly now since January 25th, and so it's been almost 2 months of good use, and so it's held up really well, considering it's not the premium version of it. And so I wanted to give just a quick brief overview of this and commend this Bible to you. I actually went ahead and bought this myself just because I was curious about it, and I really like the NIV and the ESV. I find that they're both really great translations. The NIV really I use it a lot with daily Bible reading when I'm wanting to kind of capture the understanding of a text more readily in today's English, whereas the ESV is really great being a Presbyterian pastor. It's really great because it preserves a lot of our traditional language, yet with easily understandable English and a little bit more of a conservative translation philosophy than the NIV. Both of which have their place, so use both. I'd recommend that to you. But I've got both of them out because I want to give some page comparisons. So first and foremost, this really is kind of your 5.5 by 8.5 size. It's really easily held. It's not a large Bible, but because it is a little over or just about 1.5 inches, just know that it is hefty. This has 36 GSM paper, which really, it's fantastic. It's fantastic paper. It's a really white paper as compared to maybe a cream color. And I don't know if the lighting shows it very well, but each of the headings, you actually have a dark, kind of it's lighter than navy, but dark blue for the chapters and for the headings, and then for the verse, the page number and such. And also you get that too, if I can find it. Excuse my flipping. For the book title as well. All right, so the NIV, this comes with the new comfort print, and if you want to take a look at that, this is a very dark font. Technically, this is a 10-point font, but just know whenever a publisher has they let you know what the font size is, that's a very relative term. That's left up to largely the typesetter. I'm sure that there's some kind of, at least in the US, I'm sure that there's some standards on what that all entails. But from what I can tell, this is actually around the same size font as the Clarion. This is a Cambridge Clarion. And so if you flip it open, it actually looks to be about the same. The biggest difference, and when I say about the same, what I mean is text height, and then also the leading, the white space between each of the lines, each of which, if you compare 3 lines together, they line up pretty clearly, pretty distinctly, along with the Heritage, the NIV Heritage. Here's the difference, though, between these two fonts. So this is just under a 9-point font, and this is classified as a 10-point font. This, however, it is quite bold. It is quite bold. And that's one of the reasons that makes this such a readable text. It is line matched, and then coupled with the 36 GSM Bible paper, you've got a very readable text. So even when the pages don't line up, and that happens whenever you've got going from one signature to another, typically you'll have some mismatching. That's normal for every Bible version that I've ever had. It's hard for binders to get those lines exactly matched up when you've got the little booklets getting sewn together and such. But all that to be said, this is a very readable text. The column width, how wide the columns are, is a little more than my liking. So sometimes I get lost And I actually find it best to use my finger whenever I'm reading across. So just be aware of that. But I got this ballparking around $35. It really is a handy Bible to use as compared to 160 discounted, 165 for the ESV Clarion, Cambridge Clarion. All right, so that to be said, this is a really great Bible. As you can tell, the gilting or the stamping is coming off just because that's where I hold it when I'm reading. You got 2 lines of perimeter stitching, which is great, as well as a paper liner. It is paste down. One thing that I've really not cared for with all of Zondervan's Bibles that I know of that I've ever had is that there's no signature in the front. It just goes, you have a paste down, and then it's glued directly to your first Bible page. And so my Bibles always end up, my NIVs always end up ripping right here in that where that first page is. And then that first signature actually begins to separate away from the rest of the text block. Feels like they attempted to do something by adding presentation pages, but every Crossway Bible I've ever had, they always have a first few of like glossy cardstock pages sewn into the rest of the text block in order to help with the durability of it. But all that to be said, the cover's really soft and supple, which that's not a huge deal to me personally. I added these 3 ribbons. It came with 2, and ribbons are ribbons, and I wanted 3 of them. And so just threw those in the back there, cut the other ones away. What I like about this is it does come with the Zondervan Concordance. Comes with just a little detail about the new font type, and then your regular glossy cardstock maps in the back. So those are kind of all the details for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. This is a really great Bible. If you want to just get an NIV reader, you're in the market for a NIV in particular, let me commend this one to you. It is black letter text, which I personally really like. I just find it easier to read when I'm reading through the Gospels rather than switching from black to red, black to red, black to red. It's a lot easier for me just to follow with the black text all the way through. So all that to be said, commend this Bible to you. It's a really great one. And if you're in the market for something that feels pretty nice, considering it's only $35 like on Amazon or whatnot, pick one of these up. It's a good buy. So anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. And if you like what you're seeing here, I want to encourage you to subscribe. I'd love to have you subscribe to this page. Just that way, as more Bible reviews come, you'd be able to cue in on that. So anyways, have a great rest of your day. Bye.